Hello, everyone.
Hello. Last time, we
Yo.
ended up going through the second class cabin and the kitchen, learning
I
all
think
about how June
we've
is
been here
fucking
before.
high as balls all the time. And also the very important intricacies of Jumpy's is rock hard solid meat.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You could use it like a hammer.
Oh,
Nom.
also, the most important thing, the almighty Funyurimpa!
Oh, right. I had forgotten about that.
How could you
Alright.
forget? That's like blasphemous.
Apologize to Funyurimpa.
I'm a blasphemous fellow. Anyway,
Fair enough.
a metal grate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were two elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
Oh, also, just as a heads up, you should probably put skip on, if only because this is it. Zero Escape does the thing where it will only actually skip dialogue you haven't seen before.
Well, that's appreciated.
And we are approaching
Okay.
a part where we would be seeing a lot of similar dialogue.
We went into the kitchen through
Let's
that door,
see, how do
came
I
out
put
on
the
this
skip
side.
You
That
open the
means the
pause
map
menu.
was right.
That's not the pause menu.
Wrong pause menu.
That's the save menu.
Press the button on the far right.
Okay.
Twice. Or actually, no, just once. Auto. I forgot that there isn't actually
Looks like
skip in this.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move.
Wait,
Yeah,
is there?
we need to decide where
I
to
think
go
there's a
from
skip,
here,
but
don't
since
we?
we're still in new territory, it doesn't count.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say, this
Fair
is
enough.
technically new dialogue, so...
Yeah, exactly.
True.
He's right. Let's get started. From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes. Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D. First, A and B.
They both seem to connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah, there
That's
were
the
2
casino.
doors,
Yeah, we've been there before.
but they were both locked.
Yeah.
We couldn't open them.
I don't think we'll be able
Now,
to
route
do the
C.
puzzle here.
This goes all the way to the main staircase.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
No, I don't think we will.
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened? When we went into the kitchen, it was closed, but it's open now. What do you think that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
That would be pointless.
Then that means
All 4 looked at the map. They all looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading down deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
then we're set.
We already had enough of D with June. Let's not get back into it.
They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Okay,
Everything looks
that's
okay
slightly
here.
better.
Let's check the
Oh,
next
wait.
deck just to be
Oh,
sure.
fuck, it isn't.
Yeah,
But
just
it's
like
flooded.
I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
It's all wet. The water
Soaking
gazed
wet,
back
here's-
at them,
say.
its smooth surface like a great mirror.
You know, funny thing, I was just before the stream, I was watching that clip of when we were speaking to June right before the elevator, and them being on 2 different pages of the same
Yeah,
script.
I love that kind of humor where like 2 people are having
It's
a
really good.
conversation about 2 completely different things and neither of them realizes it.
At least the water level
Yeah.
hasn't really changed.
Small comfort.
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs, just like the floor above.
Hold on, these are kind of different. See? There's a card reader on the side.
Another strange
That's
mark.
the Mars
Hey,
symbol,
look,
isn't it?
it's Lotus's symbol.
No, it's oh, which one is it?
Mercury.
You're
Mercury.
right. Sailor Mars is just the male symbol. Female is
Yeah.
Venus.
Yeah.
This is not Venus.
Yeah, Yeah, Suki said it's Mercury.
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it. That seems like...
Wow.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
I didn't think he'd be dumb enough to make that joke again when Lotus is in the party. Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Such violence. Such
Such
devastation.
devastation.
Oh my
What is-
god.
What is that a reference to? Because I feel like
You'll
a
know
reference.
soon enough.
Okay.
It's a mimetic line from Final Fantasy XIV.
Ah.
Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. With an uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol. The horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Hermes, herpes, whatever. If we can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
In other words,
I'm sorry,
we need to
Santa,
keep calling
but
it
you're
Mercury
actually
symbol.
kind of close because Hermes has the Herms.
That is a completely different thing that you are saying.
I know.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
How about this hallway on the left?
To the
Whoa.
left.
There's so many doors.
They weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
I think the sun already set.
I have a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
That's even worse.
I don't know.
we can go
June
back to
was
this hallway
looking that she
later.
wanted to,
Oh my god.
Ah,
I mean,
Let's check the hallway
she
on
did
the
want to get down on D-deck.
In
Time
other
to head
news,
back
the
to the
sky is
stairs.
blue, water is wet, and Suki likes plants.
And bear shit in the woods.
to their right was a small
And now
hallway.
the right hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. The hallway led toward the stern, and at its end was a set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just
This is
four
the
this
one
time.
that leads to the 3 doors, right?
Yeah.
Let's open them.
All right, let's start with this one.
Junpei nodded and grabbed the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and
Yeah.
felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Yes, Blanc, and people die when they are killed.
Yes, that
Thrilled to have found
life
an
needs
unlocked door,
things to live.
He threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
Welcome to the hospital ward again.
Again. What door did we go through last time?
We
Here.
went through 8. You know, the one where you had to do double voice acting duty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
remember
Science
the content.
Boy.
I remember the content past the door, but not which number it was. He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Don't look comfortable.
So let
Why
me
am
get
I
this
just
straight. The other group managed to open the staircase, but somehow we have beaten them to the hospital room.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember the other time when we were doing the other route? We did open the gate first, but they made it to here before us.
I had forgotten. They were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
He had at last been able to put a name to the harsh scent that pervaded the room.
It definitely has the smell.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Mikon's ghost is just
Hey, look
floating
there.
in the corner
the 4
out
doors
of
at the
vision.
end.
She's not dead,
with
though.
hearts in her eyes.
True, this is true. Three of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt.
So we're not
They're
going in
numbered
8
doors.
this time.
Nope.
I'm currently leaning towards 7.
Really?
Because 7, obviously.
7's precious.
Yeah, because me.
Why
I
is
am
the second door
surprised,
blank?
honestly.
Why?
I'm not. I figured
I'm
this would
just-
happen.
For the first, like, how to put it, I figured you, of all people, would take a second chance and at the opportunity of being an asshole on the second run.
Nah.
Now, what are you trying to say here?
So my actual full reason for doing this is it'll make it easier to remember for next time, because since I've picked both 8 and 7, the two numbers next to each other, both in terms of location and in terms of numerical value, that makes it easy to regard 3 as the outlier and thus the one I didn't pick.
Okay, then I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Do you know which door you're choosing for the third round?
What were the choices?
We went through one already. The other choices are 2 and 6. You were going to do 6 last time before I intervened.
Probably 6 then. Was that the one that?
Oh,
was,
you're breathing in your mic.
Underwater.
6 was the one that you were going to go into because you got to spend time with Santa, who you hadn't gone to yet. It was also the one on the bottom level, yes.
Okay. Then yeah, probably 6 next time.
All right.
That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Junpei headed toward the doors, weaving his way between the beds. He started with door number 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8.
You do not clearly see the red next to that motherfucker?
I mean, it's still
it's
worth
no
a shot.
use.
It takes literal seconds.
Well, of course.
Everyone are optimists here.
If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the nonary game? We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
Look, the display on the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase? If no one was inside, it said vacant.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one...
There's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
on it.
Right?
I wonder if it's broken.
There was the hunt for
Only one
the
way to
missing-
find out.
the missing parts.
I wonder if
It's not responding.
Clover, I think it was, still dies.
A snake.
Snake, sorry, yeah.
I don't know.
Clover
We'll
killed
find
us
out.
with an axe last time.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
All 4 took turns placing their hands over the red, but it refused to respond. They pulled at the lever, and it still did nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red for door 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
What does it mean?
I knew it. They're broken. Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
No, that's impossible. You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment that they heard a voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
They spun around to see...
Snake!
Wait, how does Snake tell that, but if he's blind?
I mean, he's just kind of figured.
Question. Perhaps Snake is Zero. He was gifted with more
Nah.
knowledge than the other ones in the group.
I'm sorry, what are we questioning Snake's ability to do?
Then realized that the dead.
Okay, the only way I can actually tell if he put his hands on the bottom of it.
Yeah, but apparently he had just entered the room. But somehow he knows the bottom of the device has been removed.
Ace! Clover! 7!
Although they were glad to see one another, it wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who'd opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable that they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How did you end up here?
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
The answer is there was no mystery. They came here before us.
After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the ninth man. He was an asshole anyway.
He really
Yeah.
was.
Thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The ninth man had died, but they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive.
It's
Still
kind of
alive.
good to be alive.
Yeah. He felt sorry for the ninth man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
Nah, he was a dick.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how.
And while
Snake
you were
knows.
looking around, you heard voices.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Ah, I see. Okay, everything
Why don't we
works
check
out.
those 3 Reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Not yet.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however. I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
Of all people, it was Seven who answered, and with calm confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The
I think,
Gigantic?
I think you can fast forward through this part now.
No, and the B button isn't doing anything either. Which I believe allowed me to skip last time. Junpei looked confused. So did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched.
Should I just mash A because this seems to be the same info we've gotten before?
Like you should be able to skip through this. And either way, there's nothing new here.
The British Navy, she ran what one seemed soon enough, which but the junk.
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm positive he should be able
That's
to skip this. I'm
impossible.
surprised it's not
No
right.
way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got so.
Oh,
No.
like?
Well, yeah.
Hey!
Like, if I had to guess, the sole differences are just small things that have to do with the fact that we weren't with that group when they went through before.
Your point being?
Yeah, order difference.
Yeah.
Wait, was I the... Why?
Oh, I told the rest of them. I told
Oh,
them I
that's
couldn't
why.
remember.
Because Junpei doesn't know that the 7 has amnesia this time.
Ah.
Yeah, he would. That's true. You wouldn't know.
Huh.
It sounds like the 10, 11, 12. Huh, 12.
6 hours
It's
remaining.
Midnight. Then we've still.
We don't have. Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, fine?
We've looked every. That only leaves.
One?
Time to search the
Wait,
hospital
don't-
rooms.
Don't.
Four?
We just have each.
There are.
All right, so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll all meet. How about
Yeah.
I'll shout.
I hope we can find.
if we?
Right.
Then let's.
Let's see. There we go. It might be that it might also be that it calculates when I'm in a skippable part by like, how to put it, chapter by chapter. Like, okay, so like
It's
when
just as you said.
when I hit down, you see how it's like this? I think we were still in this section, and only once we firmly moved into this section was I able to skip stuff.
Maybe.
Huh.
I played the DS version, so and it didn't have the flow, so I don't know.
Alright, Snake is missing yet again. This is probably a canon event.
Rip.
I mean, we don't know he's dead.
The order here does not matter.
Let's head back to the large hospital.
Huh? Why would we go back?
Well, I mean, we might have just missed him, you know? Maybe he really was just late.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
By the
Okay,
way-
let's go.
If you want to expedite this even further, open up the flowchart.
Yeah, you don't actually have to do any of this.
Jump to the point where directly after where he makes the choice.
Oh.
And Noom.
We're going to
Wait.
door 7.
Door 3 is blinked out.
You
Remember,
choose door 3 first because you wanted to see if you could.
And then
And then you chickened out.
I think.
Okay. 7.
Yeah.
All right then. That means June's got to go through 8.
What?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan
Have
A.
3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Plan C.
Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
So
There are
that
no other
logic.
combinations.
Hannah, Loey, you're up.
Oh
In other
boy!
words, 3 and 4, and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors.
Alright, I'm
Get it
out,
now?
y'all. See ya.
As
Come
Santa
on,
finished,
Kaze.
June
Nah,
looked over at
I'm
Junpei,
joking.
tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no. You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Oh, I will say, concerning the flowchart, one thing I did notice, I've got the white keys unlocked for this route, but then there's the crossed out ones on that route. No idea what it means yet.
Not yet. You'll learn later.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up.
Hey, let me guess. Is the path to the golden ending to go through... What was the door we went through previously? The 9th door? No, not the 9. What was the door we just went through with Lotus and June and Santa?
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's to go through that door, then to go through the 3 door to insist on sticking with June, and then pick whatever option it lets us stick with June for the last set of doors.
I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 8 and Clover can take 7. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Clover, 7, and Junpei walked towards 7. Santa, Lotus, and June headed for door 8. So it seems that for 7 and 8, we get Clover either way.
Yep.
For a long moment,
Yeah,
we stood in
so
front of
next
the door.
time we can... Next time we gotta try 3.
Yeah. 7 took a deep breath.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them. 7 and Clover leapt through the door.
Let's do this!
Hurry!
The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his right, towards door 8. June stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met. They nodded.
June.
Jumpy.
Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing, Junpei?
And someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. I mean, you know what? I agree with 7 here. You are risking everyone's life for something stupid.
Yeah.
He heard the sound of the numbered doors slam shut behind him.
We need a 7 in Danganronpa V3.
Yeah, exactly. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beat.
Only 81 seconds left! No time to waste, guys! Let's get moving!
7 led the way down the hallway. Junpei and Clover followed him as fast as they could. After what seemed like more than 81 seconds, they reached the end of the hall.
Look! The door on the left! I can see the dad!
There was no time to rest or catch their breath. All 3 slammed their hands in quick succession over the scanner panel on the dead.
Man, the
Unfortunately,
one
parcel-
time...
Yeah?
The one time that I actually wish we had to put a pause for a moment for the comedic timing to be ironically perfect.
Oh?
After what took what seemed like far longer than 81 seconds.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the fact that it looks like there's nothing lit up on the dead, and I'm just like, but it didn't respond, and they all died.
Boom!
Still trying to catch his breath, Seven leaned heavily against the wall.
It stopped. It stopped.
His smile seemed forced and a little crooked.
This is the second time we've gone through one of these numbered doors, but whew, you never really get used to it.
He stood up straight, no longer out of breath, and wiped some of the sweat from his head and neck. Clover smirked at him.
I would have thought a guy your size would have bigger balls than that.
What? What the hell did you just say? Say it again! I dare you!
You have...
You little... You want to die?
I'd like to see you try.
You fucking brat. All right, let's go!
Hey, calm down, guys. This isn't the time for this.
Calm.
I mean, if this was my
We
first
already
playthrough,
know who would win here.
I mean, yes. But, like, were this my first playthrough, I would agree with Junpei. Let's stop this. I have seen the previous ending I did, and would like to see her choke slammed against the wall. I'm just saying.
I would prefer a rock bottom myself.
I have no idea what that is.
Basically a choke slam, but instead of, but it is using your bicep to lift them up by the neck instead of your hand.
It's not going to do us any good.
Sometimes he wondered if the doors and the puzzles were really the greatest challenge they faced.
Wait here for a minute, all right? I'm going to go see if there are any other doors.
He didn't respond, but Junpei wasn't in the mood for a conversation anyway.
We just came through this door. And of course it's shut tight.
There's a short hallway on the left here, and an iron wall. I doubt I can get through it.
At last, he gave up and returned to Seven, who was tapping lightly on the wooden door.
This door's the only option we've got, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, something's written on the door, on that iron plate.
It says operating room. If this thing's telling the truth, there could be body parts inside here.
Well, this is probably not going to be pleasant.
Something about it made Junpei feel nervous.
Well, there's no point to standing around. Might as well go in and see what's waiting for us.
Seven grabbed the brass knob and slowly opened the door. The creak of the hinge sounded like the groan of an old woman.
What's wrong?
No, it's nothing.
A chill snaked its way down Junpei's spine.
Let's just go.
Quickly, he gathered what courage he could and took the first step into the room. Seven followed, with Clover right behind him.
Huh?
Part of the room just past the door was obscured by a screen.
What the hell is this?
Why don't we take a look?
Hey, Clover!
Clover's curiosity got the better of her, and she darted past Junpei to peer around the screen. She seems a lot more animated than she was when we went to door 8.
Because the party's local easy target 7 is here.
I suppose. Her scream nearly blew out Junpei's eardrums.
What? Clover!
Because she knows that if she does this with Lotus, she will get obliterated.
I suppose. He and Seven ran towards Clover to see what had frightened her.
Hey, what's wrong?
They ran at the screen, and the cause of her outburst was immediately clear.
What the hell is this?
It's Science Boy!
Science Boy is back!
Well, not
that
quite.
Is not Science Boy.
No, it's not. It's another mannequin, but it's not Science Boy. It doesn't
It's
have all the
Operator
genes going into its
Operated
food.
Boy.
Operator Boy, yeah.
Is this a corpse?
It was something that looked kind of like a human, lying across some sort of bed. No, not a bed. Operating table. Yeah, Dragon Cat, it's Buster.
It's Buster! Oh my god, I'm glad that someone else besides here was a fan of Mythbusters.
Heck yeah, it's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude! Science for the win.
The table sat on a rusty steel lift, and a cluster of bright
Love
operating
Myth
lights
Mythbusters.
shone down on it from the ceiling.
We should probably take a closer look.
Oh God, what's his name?
Adam, Jamie, Grant.
I think it's Adam. Has a YouTube channel where he goes over a lot of like behind the scenes stuff from when he worked on Mythbusters.
Yeah, do you know what his Twitter handle is? It's don't try this.
Yeah.
I believe Jamie now is making robots and like armor for the military.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised either.
He did make an absolute killer death bot.
Yeah.
Slowly, they approached. As they got closer to the body, it became clear that it wasn't a body at all.
This is...
That heart's in the wrong spot.
It rises up from its seat and then says, "You're approaching me."
Is it in the wrong
Oh
spot?
God.
Yes,
The heart is on the left side of your body.
the heart is on the left side, but it's not that high up. That is
Yeah, it's not
firmly
that high
inside
up.
the shoulder.
It's a mannequin.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
What the hell? That's just a huge doll or something.
Doll?
Clover did not look terribly comforted. Slowly, she approached the operating table and looked as intently as possible, from as far away as possible, at the thing. That's not the thing. Junpei could see her relax.
You're right. It's only a doll. Man, it really scared me.
She heaved a great sigh of relief and wiped a few drops of sweat from her forehead. Seven smirked.
Well, I guess it would have been weird if you actually had any balls.
Shut it! Don't you start with me, fatty.
Oh, what's this? You want a piece of me, short stuff?
Yeah, bring it on, you whale!
Hey, guys, not again, okay? Seriously, knock it off. Jeez. Anyway, looks like he's got something the two of you could stand to have a little more of. I'm talking about a heart.
Look, only Clover needs a heart. Seven is just fine.
Huh? Oh, this? You mean on his chest?
Yeah.
It was set a little higher than normal for a human body, but from the shape of the organ, there could be no doubt that it was a heart.
Why would there be a heart in a doll?
I don't think it's a doll.
You think maybe it's like a medical mannequin or something?
Or maybe it's got more personal uses?
Seven, why?
Seven's grin was more than a little perverted. Clover glared at him.
Anyway, how about we take a look around this place? Let's go.
Okay.
Sure thing.
All right. We're in the medical bay. It's time to seek a way out.
This is also one of the bigger rooms in the game, too.
Yeah, like I saw the number of cuts there. Okay, let's see.
Ah, science.
Okay, can I just say that I love the songs that go the blam 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 blam. You know that?
Yeah.
The little backing track.
Yeah, like I love that instrument. I don't know what the hell it is. It's some kind of synth, but I fucking love it.
Theremin?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not a theremin. It'd be a little more... Anyway, an operating table. You think old operating tables looked like this?
I have no idea. It's an old operating table. The medical mannequin is lying on it.
Hey! I wonder what this thing is. It says KG on the display.
You think maybe it's a scale?
Probably.
Huh. There's some sort of lid on this thing.
Why don't you try opening it?
Can't. There's no handle. Can't get under it with nails either.
Something that looks like it could be a scale next to the operating table. That's something like a lid in front of it. still enough more on this. White cloth.
Different angle for that.
These dolls are really kind of creepy, you know.
Hey, it says something here.
John?
You think that's the doll's name?
Maybe.
Maybe. Holy shit.
This thing is creepy.
I wonder why it's on the bed.
By the way, fun fact, if the police have corpses that they can't identify, they're usually called via John Doe or Jane Doe, depending on the gender.
Yep. A creepy medical mannequin is laying in the bed. Apparently, his name
Another
is
fun fact. Another fun fact.
Just lying there.
Sorry, Tazzy, you go ahead first.
That's fine.
Alright, as I was gonna say, another fun fact. The Team Fortress 2 soldier, his name is Jane Doe.
Huh.
They use these for surgery, right? Let's see, syringes, cups, a plate. Is the syringe filled with the magical life juice that makes sure that your patient never dies?
Sadly, no.
Damn it, we're out of medical gel.
Well,
There's a sort of
luckily
scissorish thingy.
Luckily, none of us are inflicted with guilt, so it's fine.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of surgical tools on the table. One of them looks kind of like a pair of scissors.
He thinks that we take the scissors.
Coker forceps.
I think that's pronounced kosher. Are
Hey.
those scissors? They look kind of funny.
No, that's probably a pair of kosher forceps. Surgeons use them during operations. The cold blood vessels shut, keep tissues out of the way.
Huh.
Or he used to pull stuff out of small holes or something like that.
Kosher forceps. They can fit into small holes and stuff.
Yep. I guess we found our Jane Doe.
There's some kind of device attached to the bed. It says kilograms on the panel. Is this a scale?
Don't forget to examine things repeatedly.
I know, I am.
This bed doesn't look very comfortable.
No shit.
Old hard bed.
Looks like shit. Another medical mannequin?
From the looks of it, this one's a chick.
Oh, I looked away for a second. She has a name too.
Lucy. Not what I was expecting.
In the
I was
sky with
expecting
diamonds?
Jane. Or I love
But she's
Lucy.
not in the sky with diamonds.
Poor thing.
No, wasn't that an old Beatles song?
Yeah, it was.
Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and an arm left.
Maybe we're supposed to gather all her parts?
Lucy's head and left arm are sitting on the bed. Maybe something will happen if we gather all of her body parts.
What's this thing? It's got these short iron legs.
You know all about random things like medical ships and forceps, but you haven't seen a furnace.
Maybe it's a heater?
There's nothing inside of it.
There's a pipe going outside.
Oh, she repeated it, so I thought it was just repeated dialogue. Hey, I know. Let's go through that pipe and escape.
Are you nuts? What the hell is wrong with you? You're not wearing a plumber's outfit. Junpei, are you flexible like an octopus or a plumber or something?
Pipe going outside. Since we're not octopi, we can't go through that. We're only kids. We're not squids. Actually, no. We're all adults in this game, so we're not even kids.
Good.
Looks like it's probably a heater. There's nothing in it.
Is that a torso? Maybe you're
Looks
supposed
like
to
it.
heat something like that. Maybe you're supposed to heat something like that gauze to kill the bacteria? There's a boiling thingy over there.
There's nothing on the lid or in the drawers. Think for boiling tools to sterilize them. There's nothing in the drawer.
Ew, that's gross.
This is the... Oh.
This is the chest. It's a woman's chest. The heart's gone, but it's pretty hot.
If that kind of thing turns you on, Seven, you're a real creepo.
Chest of the...
I mean...
There's a hole in the left side of the chest.
I mean, you're making me think of another protagonist in a similar game, but he likes something else.
Yes, we'll get to that game eventually.
I know. This drawer is empty.
Yeah, nothing in there. Oh. What the heck? There's nothing on the lower shelf.
Oh, you wanted to check the upper shelves?
There are a whole bunch of bottles on the shelves. They all look like medicine. They've got labels, but they're all big medical words that I don't understand.
That's a lot of medicine.
Drink them all, we'll be super healthy.
I wonder if one of these is a laxative.
Yeah, it sounds kind of gross, but I'm pretty sure every one of us has had the same idea. If we had some laxatives, maybe we could crap out the bombs Zero put in us.
Oh, I thought they just all had to go to the bathroom.
No. If they did, that would probably solve a problem.
Damn it. I don't know what medicine does what here.
Shelves are packed with bottles of medicine I can't identify. Yeah? I see. I'll check that out later.
That's a lot of surgery stuff.
There's some scalpels, a few pair of forceps, and a couple of syringes. All of it's too rusty to be useful, though.
Hey, there's a scalpel here that looks new.
There's a scalpel here that looks different from all the rest. That clearly means it's a key item.
Yeah.
Scalpel that's not rusty.
Seems like it was put here for a reason, huh?
You think it's telling us to cut something?
Yeah, I do. Clover, come over here.
That's a scalpel.
We could probably cut something soft with it.
Oh.
That's scalpel.
This is a scalpel. What about Seven?
He looks more like a scalper.
You guys are jerks.
Yeah, I thought it was repeating itself again. Sharp scalpel. I could probably cut things with this. Just not anything that's too tough. A medical mannequin with its guts showing.
Ew. But strangely fascinating. Gross. But oddly, but morbidly fascinating.
Hey, Junpei. There's a slit in this thing's chest.
Yeah, sure is.
There's something in there. Maybe we can get it out?
Oh, I know what we have to do.
Damn it. I think the thing won't budge. Stuck.
Well, I guess you can't use force on this one then. We need something small that can fit in that little hole.
Just absolutely spelling it out for us.
Yep. So we took the organ thingy out of the chest thingy.
It's a lung, not an organ thingy.
Huh? This part here on the back, it's all rubbery.
You're right.
So, it's a fake organ. Of course it'd be... Wait, what's Seven grabbing it for?
Hey, feels like something's in here.
You think we can cut through the rubber part?
I think we do. But
Wait,
we can.
before you... Wait, I wanted to see if there was more dialogue.
Shit.
We can't go back now.
I got caught up. Let's
It's
try
fine.
cutting this organ with a scalpel.
There's a key in this organ.
Got a key and an internal organ.
The key we found in one of the mannequin's internal organs. Man, that would be fucked if Zero put a key inside one of us.
Oh, that would be fucked.
This is now Saw.
Yeah, exactly. Chest of the medical mannequin. One of the organs.
I want to play a notary game. Would you like to play a game?
The organ is...
Orgon?
Really, Clover? I expected more from you.
Oh, like you could do better.
Death by inhaling a key. Okay, so that leads to the preparation room. That leads to the chemical room, and I believe this is the door we came in through.
Junpei, where are you going?
That's the door we came through.
The only thing out there is the number door.
I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell you that the number door is a one-way deal. So...
You're saying there's no point to going back there, huh? And they're all nodding. Awesome. What I'm saying is that the developers didn't model past that door because we don't need to go there. Awesome. It's unlocked. Oh. Was that locked beforehand?
Oh,
Use the funny key you got.
No, you use the bad key, but you have to give it back to Maxwell so you can get the bad key machine.
Ah.
Hey Junpei, do you think there are any slugs on this ship?
Huh?
Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them.
What's she pointing at? The label states Knackle. Salt, huh?
You think Seven will shrivel up if we put it on him?
No.
Hey. You say something?
Nope.
There's a bottle of salt on the shelf. The label says Knackle.
I'm sorry, I'm caught up. Like, how? I've never heard anyone call it knackle before.
Well, I mean, how else would you pronounce it? It's N-A-C-L.
NaCl.
Yeah, NaCl. That's how you would say it.
What about the Pokemon? You never pronounce that Pokemon's name?
That's not.
Yeah, Knackley or Garganackle.
Well, the first stage is my favorite because it literally translates to salty.
Here's a question though: are all the Knackleys and Garganackles are made from the salt created when Eisman died?
No.
Damn it! Because all the Knackleys and Garganackles are supposed to be made out of really good salt.
Anyway.
Knackle. Na is sodium and Cl is chloride.
So salt is made up of 1 sodium atom and 1 chloride atom. An explosive metal and a toxic gas create table salt. Science is fucking weird.
I mean, there's a bottle of salt on the shelf. Salt is made up of 1 sodium atom and 1 chloride atom.
Just Insert the fucking Jimmy Neutron sodium chloride bit.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that myself.
Same.
Junpei, there's a bottle of iron on the shelf. Iron powder on the shelf.
That would be Fe. How do you know it's iron?
The label says Fe. Fe stands for iron, right?
Also, that's why we call things that contain iron ferrous.
Yeah!
There's a bottle of iron powder on the shelf. It says Fe on the bottle.
Also, this is a reminder to make sure that your diet is rich in iron, because that's good shit. But not too much, or else you'll die.
I mean, that goes for a lot of things.
That's like everything.
It's true.
Everything should be taken in moderation. Especially moderation.
Iron is Fe. It's a molecule with only one atom.
Bottle of iron powder on the shelf. Even with only one atom, it's still a molecule.
Nothing stinks.
Ah, it's sulfur. Is it coming from this bottle? It says NH3.
Well, of course that stinks. It's ammonia.
Oh, I hate the smell of pneumonia.
There's a bottle of ammonia on the shelf. It says NH3 on the label.
NH3. It is nitrogen and H is hydrogen.
So in other words, ammonia is made up of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms.
Bottle of ammonia on the shelf. 1 nitrogen atom, 3 hydrogen. I feel like I'm gonna need to know all this info.
Hey, Junpei! There's the hydrogen. There's the hydrogen monoxide on the shelf.
You know, I hear that stuff is very dangerous. Literally 100% of people who have ever drinking it later dies.
Yep.
God, isn't
Can't
that
confirm.
a super strong acid too?
Yeah, they say it can dissolve anything.
They also say that the Earth is made out of 60% of this stuff.
How dangerous? Who would live here?
Right?
Why don't you just say water?
Speaking of water, this is your daily
Right.
reminder to hydrate.
Thanks for the reminder.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna go. I'm out of dihydrogen monoxide. I'll be right back. This will take me like
Isn't.
a minute.
That's it. The label says H2O.
H2O. H must mean high. O probably stands for orphans.
What?
What?
So H2O must be made out of 2 hot orphans.
What?
Alright, I'm back.
Back
we
just
talking
in time. Nothing.
7.
Just chew 7 out.
Is your head okay? I don't know why your head's wrong in the first place.
Because he was saying
being
that
a creep.
hydrogen and dihydrogen monoxide must be made of 2 hot orphans.
What?
Bottle of water on the
Well, you
shelf.
see, because the H stands for, the H is like hot, and the 2 O is orphans. So it's 2 hot orphans.
What's this?
Looks like a can with a spray nozzle. It says CO2.
Oh, that's carbon dioxide.
Don't breathe that stuff,
It's a
you'll
can
die.
filled with carbon dioxide.
Unless you're a plant, in which case go right ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Also to the point, carbon dioxide is in a lot of stuff that people drink. There's a canister of carbon dioxide on the shelf. The label says CO2.
CO2. C is for carbon, and the O is oxygen.
I thought O was for orphans.
It's just a joke, Junpei.
Clover.
Clover?
So carbon dioxide is made up of 1 carbon atom and 2 hydrogen atoms.
Oxygen
atoms.
atoms.
What did I say?
Hydrogen. I'm not sure what CH2 makes, but it's probably not good.
Let me look this up.
CH2.
Let me look it up because I don't have somebody to voice.
Oh, it makes methylene, apparently.
Oh.
What? Mix what, you said?
She said methylene.
Methylene. I don't know what it does.
Oh, good stuff. Let's go for a drink.
What are you talking about?
Talk about that bottle. It says C2H5OH, right?
It's ethanol.
That's right. Also known as ethyl alcohol.
Dude, you'd fucking die.
It's pretty much what booze is made of.
So, you're gonna drink it?
Nah, I won't.
You better not.
Pure ethanol is kind of deadly.
It might say that's what's on the label, but it could be anything in there.
Okay, so apparently, methylene is commonly referred to as methylene blue. It's a salt that's used as a dye in a medication, and it used to be used to treat cyanide poisoning.
Oh, I see. Huh. Better than it
So,
sounded.
yeah, I was worried that I had accidentally said a deadly poison, but no.
Also, speaking of the ethanol thing and how you were getting on Sever's case from drinking it, funnily enough, my partner drinks Everclear, and that is like 90% ethanol.
Why?
Oh my god,
Why
what?
would Rexy do that?
Why would they do?
You know how Rexy is.
Yeah, that's true. Rexy is a bit of a wild card.
What a madman slash woman slash person.
Is this a good time to bring up that I had Everclear Jello once?
Oh no.
So you've done the 7 too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't know it at the time. I went over to visit someone, and this was during my hard times when you know, I didn't always have food. So I saw a bunch of Jello sitting out on the counter. I was like, sweet score, and I had some. So yeah, I had a bunch of Everclear Jello on an empty stomach. It was not a good time.
Oh no.
Oh, that sounds like one hell of a night.
Yeah.
Did you see
So,
Mama Jeebus?
So I don't take random snacks left out on the counter anymore.
I think that's a very smart lesson to take from that.
Yeah, very smart.
There's a bottle of ethanol on the shelf. The label says C2H5OH. Alright. Alright. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3. We got a red liquid.
It's like there's something inside that bottle.
Why don't you try pouring some into the cap?
Can't see any reason why not.
I remember something.
What's that? It's bright red. Do you think it's blood?
No. It's too red for that. Blood is supposed to be pink.
Right, it's
God.
Pepto-Bismol colored.
Wrong series. No, blood's thicker than that.
Then what is it?
Beats me.
A bottle full of red liquid. Blue liquid.
Are we literally collecting, ink cartridges?
Maybe.
Looks like there's something inside that bottle.
Why don't you try pouring some out into the cap again?
Can't see any reason why not.
What's that? It's bright blue. Do you think it's alien blood?
Ugh. Where the hell did that come from?
What do you think it is, Devin?
Well, you see,
Could be
human
just
blood
paint.
is red, alien blood is blue, and as we all know, monster blood is green.
It is also, well, also keep in mind, Gerudos also have green blood.
I mean, I just realized I was probably making a joke that's before everyone else's time.
No, I think I understand what you mean by monster blood, because wasn't that stuff usually...
Goosebumps?
Yes! Thank you, Loey!
Oh, then yes, I should know that, because I watched the Goosebumps movies and read a few of the books quite a bit.
Yeah,
I don't think I
Monster
did,
Blood...
but I think I knew what you were referencing.
Monster Blood was the second Goosebumps book ever released, as I recall.
Really? I thought that was Stay Out of the Basement.
Maybe. I mean, it has been a hot moment.
True.
Anyway.
I don't know, some sort of special bath soap?
Oh god, it's gay. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
I feel like I'm the only kid ever who did not like Goosebumps.
Terrified me.
To be fair, at first I thought I would like it. Then I started reading it, and there were way too many transformation stories in there, and I couldn't put them down.
Okay,
I mean that was cute, and like it sort of ran the gamut between this will give me nightmares for years to come, and this is honestly kind of rad. I think Monster Blood was one of the ones that gave me nightmares.
Oh yeah, Earth, I remember I wanted to ask you a question, but I don't want to... So, I'll wait until we have another story beat or something.
Yes.
Alright.
That'll be soon.
Let's see, there's a note on top of the table. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3, carbon dioxide A, ammonia A, ethanol A.
What do you think this is a hint for?
Maybe it's got something to do with this box.
Well, look at the first line. Maybe question mark represents a number.
I figured that much. What numbers go after those?
This thing won't open. Is it locked?
You probably need to put in a passcode. I mean, geez, they even got a keypad on there. How much more obvious can you get?
You can only enter 3 numbers. E is for enter and C is for clear. Once you input the number, press E. If you mess up, press C. Let's give it a shot. I mean, I have no idea what the number would be.
Me neither, so I guess we have to keep looking.
Yeah, probably check it
out. Yeah, I'm gonna check
I think
the other.
it might be the number. I think it might be the number of molecules in each atom. So, like, iron is Fe, so it's just 1. Salt is NaCl, so that's 2. Water is hydrogen and 2 oxygen, so that's 3 molecules.
So carbon dioxide would also be 3. Ammonia, ammonia would be 4.
It's 4.
Oh, 2.
8.
6,
No, it's 9 actually.
So 3, 4, 9.
2, 6. Yeah, 9. Yeah, you know what? Let's just try those 3 in order.
Hey!
Hey! A heart. And it's not the metaphorical kind that Organization 13 is after, too. This thing is super creepy.
This ain't good for the heart.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Heart of a medical mannequin.
I need it.
Oh, I can't just slot it in.
Nope. It's the right arm of the body. It's kind of creepy.
Right arm of a medical mannequin.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that Seven wasn't following suit.
Hmm?
Hey, Seven, what's up?
Oh, well,
He looked up at Junpei distractedly and then back down at the brown bottle he held cupped in his large hands.
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
In response, Seven tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label.
Ethylene diamine tartrate?
What?
Yeah, that's right. CDT.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Tools, probably.
I know. Still. It looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle.
You remember something?
Yeah.
Seven nodded slowly and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But
You know, I feel like I should ask my mom about this stuff if she's used it. I doubt it though.
something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory.
This is just like the glycerin story we were told earlier.
They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like... man, how do you say it?
Like the molecules were communicating with one another, transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomenon spread throughout the world, right?
Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Seven stared at him dumbfounded.
Yeah, that's it exactly. But how did you know?
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
When?
In the freezer.
What? The freezer?
Yeah, June told me.
Junpei told Seven the story he'd heard from June in the freezer in the kitchen. I mean, and there's also the story that Lotus told us. How one day, glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That sounds familiar?
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there.
Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into space as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away.
Do you
know something about Ice 9?
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open.
Baby.
That's it. I remember now. That woman, she's on this boat.
That woman?
Woman.
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Alice?
Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Huh?
What?
It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath.
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history.
Oh, right, the mummy.
What about it?
Yep.
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood, no nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made.
Can I just say, like, to make a coffin
Side.
out of pure wood that is airtight is insane.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
They found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw, and that was...
the girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed, and another. And it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice. Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Because I know.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Junpei gulped.
All right, tell me. What happened to Alice?
Seven nodded, slowly, and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've heard that name before, right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic's sister ship?
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912. 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic, but nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However,
what?
Well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said. Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic.
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Seven threw his hands up in defeat.
So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, as Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next, Clover's shrill voice pierced the room.
Hey! What are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here!
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez!
Seven looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room.
Alice. Huh.
Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven to the operating room where Clover was waiting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't have something like this tying information we got in two separate rooms together the first time we went through, didn't we?
We
No.
did not.
It's locked. Cool, it's unlocked.
Lol.
Let's see if... Huh, piece of paper. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record?
Let's read it.
Nope.
That's the calculator.
Second one.
The medical record.
It was
Oh,
first
yeah,
page.
there we go.
It was right there.
Medical record found in the preparation room. It has records for the two mannequins. There's a male mannequin named John and a female named Lucy. The record
Well,
shows each
actually-
mannequin's total weight and the weight of their individual parts.
Actually, no. It wasn't in the same sense as this, but we did have something linking our rooms last time. Clover asking us about Snake because we went with him.
There's nothing left
Oh,
in the
yeah.
drawer.
Ah.
What the hell are you doing? Don't you want to get out of here?
I'm tired.
Well, then
Mood.
take a nap. Then let's get out of here. There's a long chair in the corner of the room. Squish, squish.
There's a beaker. Hey, you can do things over there.
True, but I want to investigate the rest of the room.
A sink. The doctors and nurses probably wash their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious here.
A sink. Doesn't look suspicious.
It won't open. Looks like it's locked. There's a red plate on it. Do you think it means something?
Locker with a red plate on it. It's locked and it won't open.
Damn. It's not opening. Locked, of course. The blue plate on here seems a little suspicious, though.
Locker with a blue plate on it. Damn, it's not opening. It won't even budge. It's got this purple plate on it, too. Let's see, was that the door we came
I think
through,
we have to do
or-
something with the beaker.
Symbol engraved over the keyhole.
Hey, this is a Jupiter symbol.
Hey, wasn't this Jupiter symbol engraved on the keyhole by the other door?
Another door.
The door at the end of the
Clover.
hallway with all those rooms.
You think maybe this door and that door use the same key?
Maybe.
What's this? A light switch? This seems to be working.
Looks like a light switch, but it ain't working. It's locked. It won't even budge.
Do you think this is the exit?
Probably. Alright.
Whoa! I found a beaker.
There are 4 different lights, each one different color. White, red, blue, and purple. Does this thing react to something and then the lights light up?
I think you gotta put something in the beaker.
Yep.
Hey, it turned red.
Forget about that. Did you hear that just now? The right foot of the medical mannequin. I guess it's a woman's foot. But damn, doesn't look hot at all.
Thank God,
My
Seven
man-
doesn't have a foot fetish.
My man
You gotta
7
think
has
for
his
feet,
priorities
7.
right.
You're right?
No, that's crazy.
You're acting kinda
You're acting
sus.
kind of shady.
We do not kink shame here.
Examine the leg again, I'm curious if there's more.
Right foot of a medical mannequin.
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, all the parts have just given us one thing of dialogue, and then Junpei just says what it is. Getting a leg up. Yep.
Blue now! Dubba-dee-dubba-die!
It's blue now. That's my attack.
I think I heard another voice.
This is the left foot of the mannequin. Left foot, let's stomp! Do you think I'm better?
What?
Do you think my legs are skinnier?
Left foot of a medical mannequin.
I can tell you right now, no. My thighs be thick.
Same.
I get it. You combine the red and blue liquids to make a purple one.
Job, Junpei! The purple light came on and I heard it unlock. I'm sure it's unlocked. The locker with the purple plate has gotta be unlocked.
Alright, let's see what happened.
This is a really big nose.
Clover said the same thing I was thinking.
I was also thinking the same thing.
That's no nose.
I've played enough WarioWare.
It's a stomach.
Is it a reference to Star Wars?
Yes.
Oh. A stomach. Tap, tap, tap. Tappity, tappity, tap.
Hey, that ain't a drum, kid.
Stomach of a medical man.
It do look like a nose, though.
It does.
Any?
The back arrow. Down.
Right. Under the dark. Okay, so we've collected the 6 parts of the medical mannequin. So the ones we got left must be for Lucy, right?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Well, I say we give Lucy her parts back. Any objections?
Nope.
Agreed.
Alright, let's get started. Combine!
Wow.
Oh, there's a number on here.
51 kg. What's this? This is the weight?
Well, we were just stacking body parts on it, so it makes sense that it'd be the weight.
Well, now what?
I have an idea. Lucy is supposed to be 53.2 kilograms, not 51. So that means that she needs to gain 2.2 more kilograms.
Time to hit
Do you
the
think we
gym
could-
for those sick gains.
Hold up,
Do you think we
hold
can
up.
take his stuff off of John?
Hold up, hold up. It's got a lid in front of it. Oh, the liquid is
All we
now
got is
purple
liquid.
now.
That bottle has purple liquid in it. Well, why don't you go up and read the mannequin, how much the mannequin is? Oh, you can't?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have you examined the purple liquid bottle yet?
Yeah, we did.
I did.
Okay, good.
Hey, nothing happened.
That's odd.
Maybe it's the wrong weight?
Wait.
Yeah, well, you know how there's a scale on the side of the bed? Maybe. We need to get the scale to a specific number.
Now, how are we gonna do that?
I think we're supposed to swap our body parts with John's.
Oh.
Let's give it a shot.
Operating instructions. Screen will display 2 medical mannequins. You can switch the body parts by selecting the part you want to switch out. Okay.
You just want to make sure you want to recheck the medical record?
Yeah, because rather than doing trial and error, this directly tells me the weight of each body part. So we know we need stuff that adds up to 2.2 more kilograms. So let's see. The heart is 0.3. The torso is 0.2. Let's see. The arm is 1.5. Or, well, 0.5 over. 0.6 over on the stomach. 0.4 on the leg. 0.5 on the other leg. Alright, so let's see. Well, if we swap out the chest, that's a 0.2 either way. So then we just need a total of 2 weight elsewhere. Wait a second. Let's see. Everything except the heart.
If only I had a heart.
You mapped that out so fast.
I'm
Good on you, Earth.
not half bad. I'm not half bad at math. Like, I do retail for a living, which does mean I have to calculate price differences in my head all the time.
That's true.
Hey, Junpei, I just heard something. Came from John's operating table. You better check it out.
Did the lid open?
Huh? The lid on the scale. Hey, it opened!
A key!
Oh, I get it. It must have opened because we matched Sean's weight to what's on the chart.
Hey! The symbol engraved in that key. Isn't it the Jupiter symbol? Then that means...
We can get out of here.
Check it again, just in case there's more dialogue.
Yeah, I will. Key with the Jupiter symbol on it. Pretty sure I've seen the symbol before.
Before. Aha.
Hey, hold on.
Junpei stopped, about to put the key in the doorknob.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, God damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay,
I swear
just
to
hold
God.
on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
If she's nicking the scalpel.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
She didn't respond. She hadn't been standing up and breathing. Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
It wasn't the best joke, but it was something. An attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing.
Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something you'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly, her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Good.
Jesus.
Suddenly, the opera. Look, she killed me, okay?
He's a little bit bit salty.
And 3 other people, I might add.
Who wouldn't be mad if you have an axe murderer?
And you know what? I suppose she killed 2 other people too. Not directly, but like they would have died when the time limit ran out. Suddenly, the operating room felt very, very cold.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier. And this
Hey, we
is
did
something
get
I
that
could only
bookmark.
Yeah, this is something we could have only done with the previous route. He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier.
It's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is.
He reached into his pocket and dug it out.
A 4-leaf clover.
Santa had given it to him in the second classroom. He held it out to Clover.
Hey, did you know? Each leaf means something. Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm.
He pressed the 4-leaf clover into her hand.
Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead.
I mean, we know he is.
He's alive, somewhere.
Well, how do we
I'm
know?
Sure of it.
We still don't know.
You just gotta believe in that.
Well, there was the corpse exploded in room 3 that we found on the previous trip.
Yeah, we saw his body.
Well, we saw a body and the number 3 bracelet.
Number 2, you mean?
What's the number 2 door?
No, 2 bracelet. Because 3 is Santa.
Right. The number 2 bracelet. I was saying behind the number 3 door.
Right.
Clover stared at the four-leaf clover in her hand. There's a part of me wondering if this is what leads to the other route on the path that we took beforehand.
Possibly?
Thank you.
Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor.
Thank you.
She said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage.
Come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
But still, she didn't move.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
For a moment, his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition.
What?
Oh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the four-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this?
Well, Santa's the one who told us the meaning. Does he have a special meaning to the word experiment?
What is this experiment you were talking about?
Clover looked away. The four-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
You won't say anything.
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can.
Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Wait.
What?
On this ship?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see?
He'd heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin, whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right? But is he really John?
Huh?
All Junpei could think was, she has finally completely lost it.
Isn't this like Locke's socks?
Locke's
socks?
socks?
Theseus?
Now that's
for a
one
tangent.
I am
I don't
very
know either of those
familiar.
things.
I am very familiar with the ship of Theseus. I based a very significant amount of Suki's backstory off of that concept.
Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No?
Junpei shook his head.
Really?
Clover laughed.
Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do
Oh,
if that
that
was
happens
your
to me
sock,
all the
Junpei?
fucking time.
Patch it up.
Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole opened after that?
Another patch, I guess?
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches. Until eventually, the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
Well, that's tough.
Junpei crossed his arms.
So, that's the Locke's socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, Eventually, it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then
Well,
which
then that-
ship is the real ship of Theseus?
Well, I mean, if you took all the damaged parts from the first ship and built another one, that ship wouldn't float, for one thing,
Well,
because it's damaged.
I assume she means if it was repaired to a state where it could float.
The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now?
Junpei looked at the operating table again.
Uh,
Well, I would say in this case, it would be whichever one that has John's head is John, and whichever one has Lucy's head is Lucy.
Or alternatively, it's now Juicy.
Stop!
I mean, heck, their hearts are still the same that they had before too, so that even works with the old medieval thought that the heart was where the soul resided.
And with the and with the Egyptian war too.
Yeah.
And
Mannequin
now I
full
have
of body
Xenos. Now I have Xenos stuck in my head.
A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like Lock, Socks and the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds person identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom has held that man's identity resided in his heart, or any of a number of internal organs. And here they had both.
John's head and heart are both his. But apart from those, and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
Is that mannequin really John?
We're just like these mannequins.
She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
Through the circle of life.
The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long?
Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
It's not like we're stuck in a freezer or anything. We gotta hurry. Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on.
Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
No, it wasn't. We were just
Blanc?
playing with the mannequins.
Huh?
Blanc?
Let's go, Junpei.
Blanc 7 is not made of cow meat. He is made of bovine growth hormone.
Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick.
Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out of the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. I stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
All right, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, all right?
Fine then.
Gonna
He
bust
slid the
us
key into
out
the
of here.
keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. There's a part of me that is super tempted to try the route that has me go with Clover again. With how
Don't
that.
bother.
Oh, there won't be a follow-up to that story about 9 years ago?
It will be a waste of time, that is all I will say.
Will it just... these same events will just play out?
The door opened with a soft
I will not
melancholy-
elaborate further than at this point in time, it will be a waste of time to do that.
Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That
All
was
right,
it.
let's get going.
Hey, man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
Not really.
Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
Congratulations, you found it.
They left the operating room. The hallway took
You
them
think this
around
is a good
several
time to
corners,
stop?
past several
I
doors
would
that were
suggest
all locked.
what I would suggest is
There too.
getting to the point where you can jump to the decision and choosing your door and then ending.
Every door in this place is locked up tight.
How about that one?
The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall.
May as well give it a try.
Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover.
Jumpy!
Huh?
He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There were 3 people coming towards Junpei and his companions.
June? And Santa? And Lotus too?
They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
Whoa! What the hell is this?
What are you doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys! Could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found.
Look on the wall here.
There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Door 7. And... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
In fact...
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the notary game works.
That's a good question. Can you fast forward here?
Not
Yeah,
yet.
I guess you have to.
I
Nope.
see.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again.
Wait a sec. Hey, could this lead to...
As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness.
Oh!
You've got to be kidding me.
One by one, the others saw what he'd seen.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
They moved as one for the door.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Slowly, all 5 nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door.
I think you have to meet up.
Poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
I knew it.
They were just where the map had said they would be.
We're back.
Oh, I think I know
In
why
the
it's
hospital
not letting me
room.
skip. The part where we
I see. I believe I
where
understand what you're saying.
in the previous iteration we were given the Jupiter key. So they need to give us
I see.
the key card
The
or
Saturn
whatever
key.
was found in the other room. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
the
think
6
I am
of
at a
you
point
split
where
into
we
2
can
teams
just,
and
mash
went
the
through
A button.
doors
Yeah.
7. You solved
check
and
the
then...
check the flow chart just to be sure.
Oh, now I can hit skip.
Oh, sweet.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I say that's good enough.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We can just jump to the,
Yeah.
the decision now.
So like that?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Doobly-doo.
Which door did we go through last time?
We went
Went
through.
for one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Door 6, right?
Yep.
That was the one on the bottom deck?
Yep.
I want to go through door 6.
Let's see. And was this where we wanted to stop for now, or when we actually got through the
We
door?
wanted to go into the room itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Junpei flipped open the piece of paper. It read Junpei, door 6. Of course it did. He'd written it after all.
That's a problem.
June spoke barely above a whisper, but they all knew what she'd
None of
said.
these teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6. But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
Junpei crossed his arms and did his best to put his thoughts in order. The others followed suit, but with little result. Eventually, Clover broke the silence.
Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
Her face was cold and flat, as was her voice, but her logic was sound. Seven and Lotus looked at each other. 7, 8, 4, 19, 1, 9, yep, that. First problem resolved, Ace spoke up.
What about me?
Isn't that obvious? Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Yes.
Clover nodded, her face still cold and emotionless. Her attitude and posture could not have been more different than the energetic girl of only a few hours before. No one seemed ready to contradict her. Her response was understandable, given the horrible situation in which she had found herself, but even so...
I understand. I'll go through door 6 then. If we do as Clover has suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind. This seems to be the most reasonable solution.
7, Lotus. What do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
All right then, we're good to go.
See you later.
Wait, Clover! Don't move on your own!
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Yeah, be careful.
We should get going as well.
At last, Junpei and the other 6 had managed to separate themselves into 2 teams. Clover, 7, and Lotus headed to A deck, where door 1 was, near the main staircase. Junpei, June, Ace, and Santa, however, took the elevator to E deck. Would this be the first time that we're going with Ace?
Yes.
No, we went through it with Ace to door 1 as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had
Yeah,
right,
actually-
yeah, I had forgotten.
Yeah, I kind of knew that you would be getting Ace here too.
The ride to E deck was a silent one.
This is E deck.
There should be a door at the end of the hall.
All right, let's go.
Santa's words jolted them to action, and they stepped out of the elevator into a long, straight hallway. Before long, they arrived in front of door 6.
Here it is. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Then let's get to it.
One by one, they put their palms over the red. With a soft electronic noise, it authenticated each of them. The door opened, and all at once, the 4 of them leapt through it.
Hey, I found it! It's right there!
Fortunately, the dead was located easily enough. This one had been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. It gathered around it quickly and hurriedly placed their palms on it for authentication one by one.
It stopped.
Yes, it stopped.
The countdown had ceased, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. It felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
Whew. I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to. We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
God damn it, Blanc. Every
With
time I
that,
see
the doom and
6,
gloom
2,
from
and 1
before was
together.
done. You know what? He's not alone. With that, the doom and gloom from before was done, and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway and found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took hold of the bar that served as its doorknob and shoved it down. The room beyond stopped him in his tracks. It was gargantuan and made entirely of metal. None of the accents of wood or tile he'd seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
Santa got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. The rest were too stunned to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Huh. Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
June pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Junpei and the others were standing on scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. The proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit 1 person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way, eventually, to a floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around toward the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. Do you see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam. The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
The entire room was as silent as the grave.
All right, let's split up.
And all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned, just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
He dashed toward her and wrapped his arm around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
You... Oh, you're really warm.
Her fever's back.
Is your fever coming back?
Yes. Yes. It probably is. But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest. And I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced, and it said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down. Careful.
Junpei carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall, as if she no longer had the strength to support it, and drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she were having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself into a fist, and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
I'm gonna get you out of here in a week. She managed a small nod before leaning back to rest her head on the wall.
Alrighty. Next time we'll be exploring the engine room.
Yay!
As
At
far
lea-
as rooms
oh
go-
god, I'm getting Banjo-Kazooie flashbacks.
As far
Oh,
as rooms
God.
go, in terms of pure size, this is the biggest room in the game, although it's not the most complicated.
Yeah, I hope not. Alright. With that, I shall see you all next week, where, I get the feeling we'll be seeing another ending shortly after this.
Yep.
Here's hoping, here's hoping it involves less murder. Probably won't.
Probably won't.
But, well, until then, see you all later.
Until then, take
care,
care.
Bye.